Hey guys, Gary J here. This is another Randall McNees's throwing knife. Randall McNees is the man, the myth, the legend of these great carbon steel throwing knives. And originally this throwing knife was a plain Jane throwing knife, which meant it didn't have any scales or handles on it, no rivets. And I told him when I bought it, I said, put some leather scales in the copper rivets, which that's usually what he puts on a lot of his blades. And so we got these really thick leather scales on it, and copper rivets are the best you can get for these kind of knives. And this kind of leather is hard like a walnut. It's really hard like wood. So that's the best kind of leather. Sometimes you see people with thin, flimsy leather on them, but this is the kind of leather you really want on a throwing knife. Almost indestructible on these kind of scales. And so he did a great job with this. The overall length of this knife is 14 inches. So it's a big knife. And that blade is about 8 inches up to here, down to 8 inches, if we consider this more the handle. Now I just wrapped this paracord on here with a little lanyard just to put it on there. But it weighs 13.1 ounces, 13.1 ounces. And you can see how hefty this blade is right here. And it looks like it'd be sharp, but it's not a sharp. These knives right here are not made sharp. They look like they would be sharp, but they're throwing knives. So this part is dull. It's tapered down. See where it ground it down. But the only thing it needs to be a little bit sharp is the tip of the blade right here. So that's the only thing you want, really kind of a little sharp. But you don't want tapered too much because it can break. So Randall McNees does a real good job, and this is a quarter inch thick. So this is thick and heavy. I like a bigger knife like this for throwing anyway, so this is right up my alley. And just wanted to show you this great knife made by Randall McNees, and again, quarter inch steel, carbon steel, big, thick, hard scales and copper rivets. And we're going to throw this and see how she throws. All his knives throw good. I have some more of his knives, and I really like Randall McNees. On this one right here, I've made a video on this one throwing. This red tape was all the way down, represents the balance point. Sometimes helps with your no spin throwing. But these kind of rotate real well, and this is really a nice knife right here too. And we have another knife by Randall. Randall generally doesn't give you leather cases with his knives, so you kind of have to get those. This is really another nice knife right here, and I like this design on it. Got a little sand on that one. But made kind of like a K-bar in a way, the old style K-bar. But these are dull too, so that's the way they're made. And I have another one. Now this was a plain Jane too. This plain Jane didn't have any scales or handles on it either, just straight metal. And so I put this paracord wrap on this one, which makes it feel a lot better. A little bit of lanyard on that. And so this is a good size knife too, like 12, 13 inches. And then my first knife from him was this one, which I call it like an Arkansas toothpick, which is made of a lawnmower blade with a hole here. That your bolt goes through here, and the blade spins around. But this is really super knife, about 14 inches here, or maybe 14 and a half on this one. And another great, all these are throwing knives. And then I bought this hatchet from him too, and I put this paracord on this end. It had paracord on it, the orange one, which is a bright color, which you need that sometime in the woods throwing, however you're going to use it. But this was a great cutter. I've got videos on all of these knives except the first one that I showed you, the big one. And so this is a great hatchet right here. I got a video on this one, and throwing this one throws great and sticks great too. So Randall makes some great stuff here, guys. And so if you get a chance, check out Randall Bow McNees's. There are two McNees's out there. So make sure it's Randall Bow McNees's on eBay and see what kind of knives he's got. And again, I had him put the scales on this plain Jane here in the rivets and stuff. He did a great job in doing that. So we're going to throw this one and see how she throws. Thanks for watching, guys. Gary J. We're going to be doing a half spin throw. Anytime you're doing a half spin throw, you're going to be holding it by the blade, okay? Half spin throws are by the blade. Full rotation throws like this. Now this one, I put my little finger below the scale, like where this lanyard hole is. I took the paracord off of it. That way I got my hand in the same place every time, and I'm releasing it like this, okay? So as long as you have the same mark. If I choke up on it a little bit and release it, it's going to throw differently. So you want to always hold it to exactly the same place every time when you release it, okay? So back to our half spin throw. Always hold the blade in the same place every time, like I have it here. You can put it whatever you want it, but always grab it the same way every time. If you choke up on it, it's going to throw differently. So that you got to have it consistently, okay? Okay, for a half spin by the blade, about 9 foot 6 inches too. Okay, on that throw, we see we're almost 3 o'clock. That would be 3 right there. And 1 inch away, hit dead center of the tree. Okay. A little bit of an overspin, about 3 fingers down from center of the tree, so that wasn't too bad. There we go. That's not good. Here we go. Half spin. Ooh. Man, that was a good throw right there. We'll look at that one. That's a half spin throw. I could tell when the blade here seems like almost an inch underneath, that this pushed up because it hit the wood here and pushed this up a little bit. So that was pretty close, and that's dead in line with your target. And that's almost that's about a 3 o'clock hit right there. So that was perfect hit going in, and dead in line. The reason I use these trees right here a lot of times is because I just want you to know that you don't have to have a fancy target. I have access to a lot of round targets and stuff like that, really nice ones that you throw at. But I mean, just taking these trees, you can really hone your skill in throwing. That was a couple of fingers away. A little overspin. Half spin. Here we go. Half spin by the blade. A little overspin. You may be able to see that, but that blade's only like one finger away from hitting the target. It's right beside it. So that was a good throw. Oh, that's a couple of fingers away from hitting our 1-inch square target. Let's try one more half spin. Go to the left. About 2 fingers below the target. Right dead in line with it, 3 o'clock throws. That's a perfect stick. And about 2 fingers under. Pretty good. See, they stuck about 2 fingers below the target, so we got a couple inches below the white 1-inch square target. Again. Now that was another good throw there. So I just clamp here. Now this is a little bit of an underspin because it's down a little bit. Right here would have been 3 o'clock perfect. And again, you see how small a target is. So we're right there at it. So that's a good throw. This thing sticks deep. This tree right here, oh, let you see it. You see how it's indented in, it's chipped away. And I done swept up that sawdust several times. But this tree is not too far from falling, I think, eventually. It's like how many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. We're getting close to this one right here. I don't know when it's going to fall, but hopefully it doesn't fall on me. So, okay, guys. Throwing this at 1 rotational throw, we come up with 9 feet 6 inches. 9 feet 6 inches, which is not bad. And that was rotational throw. Ooh, that's about 1 finger away from the target. And about 3 o'clock stick too, which is real good. Okay, let's try the no spin. Okay. Throwing it so it doesn't make but a quarter spin. No spin. Well, that's a good 3 o'clock stick there. No spin. That was an underspin, but the blade hit the target actually. No spin. Ooh. That was a good hit there. No spin. It's an underspin a little bit, but you see where our target is here. We pull a blade up. We're right there within a 1/2 inch. But oh, let's see. She throws well. This is really a nice knife right here. That's a 3 o'clock hit right here. A couple of fingers from our point of aim there. Each time you stick it, you can go farther back. See? Another 3 o'clock stick here. That's pretty good. Go a little farther back. That was a good 3 o'clock stick here. Couple of fingers away. Oh, she does. Oh, man, she really sticks deep in this tree, and that's the hard part of the tree because you're getting to the core of it. It's a dead tree, but that's what you want to throw at anyway. But she throws good on no spin. Go a little farther back and see what we do. Ooh, that hit the side of the tree, and that one would have stuck, I think, pretty good, about where I wanted it. One more no spin. Not too bad a stick there, but a little lower. Let's see if we can do a little better than that one. I was aiming a little bit higher. I thought it was going to drop more. But that's not a bad stick right there. Not too far away. Just a little overspin. You can, well, at least with me, it's a lot easier to throw no spin on the bigger blades too. Let's try again. That was another good throw right there. You see the blade right here. That kind of almost is a hit right there. I mean, that's about as close as you're going to get. And the blade was almost 3 o'clock, just a tad under. So, it really throws great, this knife right here. The Randall boat did a great job on that. Okay, let's try a double spin or 2 spin throw, which will put us back there a little ways from this tree. Okay, that one hit low, but at least we hit the tree. Gotta go back just a tad more. This blade is heavy, so it's going to drop with gravity, so I'm going to throw it a little bit higher too. She hit with the overspin right where I was throwing her too. The point hit about where I was aiming, so I just need to throw a little bit harder. 2 spin. Ooh. Now that was a decent throw. Still a little overspin when you're throwing it. Like, I'll measure that out, like 20 feet to me. But see, it was overspin like that, which means I need to come a little bit closer so it'll stick like this. But about 3 fingers from the target, about 20 feet, and I'll measure that to make sure. But when you're throwing that kind of distance like that, it's something that's 1 inch. It is a little difficult, but once you get your distance down, it's not quite so bad. Let's try that again. Okay, for a half spin by the blade, about 9 foot 6 inches too. Okay, on that throw, we see we're almost 3 o'clock. That would be 3 right there. And 1 inch away, hit dead center. The tree. Okay. Here we go. pretty good throw. Now this one is almost 3 o'clock. Hit just oh man, that thing is deep, but we're about 3 fingers away. Man, one thing about this thing, designed this blade right here so long. You can see my hand right here. This thing is huge. So anyway, it throws really good. Okay, guys. Throwing this at 1 rotational throw, we come up with 9 feet 6 inches. 9 feet 6 inches, which is not bad. And that was rotational throw. And you see the blade is about 3 o'clock, so we know about the right distance there. A couple of fingers from our target, which is not bad. So that's the rotational. One more throw, 22 feet, 1 inch target. Hold the camera. Ooh. Another throw. Now, this one wasn't too bad. You look at right here. It's a little underspin, right? But we're like 4 fingers from center target. It's about 3.5 inches, 4 inches maybe at the most. That's not bad, 22 feet. And we hit pretty much in line right here. So got a horizontal good. Okay. Well, thanks, Bo, for making this knife for me. It's really a great blade, and I really appreciate it. Great work you do. Thanks for watching, guys. Gary J.